Kung Fu Panda! Skablam! You know what? I feel like remembering Kung Fu Panda. And we're here with Highboy, who will explain to us what this movie is about. Skibidi Warriors, yeah. It's all about the 5 Skibidi Warriors and the Dragon Warrior. I remember Kung Fu Panda very well. It's beautiful. It's a very beautiful movie, so heartwarming. It has a cute panda right there as a main character. Let's start watching!
Welcome to Kung Fu Panda. It starts out with the main character, Po the Panda, having a dream about being a legendary Kung Fu warrior with mad skills who's friends with the Furious Five, the greatest...
Furious 5, not Ferocious 5. He's a huge fan of the Furious 5, yeah. I actually totally forgot about this part. This animation part. I think he was imagining this while he was in the bath.
Kung Fu warriors in all of China!
But
then he wakes up and it turns out he's just a fat loser who's a mega Kung Fu fan, goes down to help his goose dad or duck dad or, I don't know, father of feathery avian nature in their noodle shop, lies to him about what dream he was having. He tells him he was having a dream about noodles. His dad is stoked about that and puts him to work. Then we zoom over to the Jade Palace where Master Shifu is training the Furious Five, then goes over to meet his master and creator of Kung Fu, super old and wise turtle dude, Master Oogway, who's also kind of a troll, let's be honest, because look at this.
He could just turn every one of them off with Kung Fu. Instead, he just does this in front of... He knows what he's doing, dude. Yeah, he is a troll. That's true. You better do something or else I'll take forever to blow this all out. LOL. Master Oogway, dude. He knows what's up. Yeah, that's what I was talking about.
From the beginning instead of being a slow troll dickhead like that. Anyway, he tells Master Fushi that he had a vision of Tai Lung, this super dangerous menace to society, escaping from his super secure prison and coming back to destroy shit and do revenge stuff. So she's like, that's impossible. So Oogway responds with,
nothing is impossible.
Nothing is impossible. You heard it here first. Nothing is impossible. No, Master Oogway! No! I cannot unhear that now. Nothing is impossible. My man!
Shifu then orders his messenger goose to fly over to Tai Lung's prison and tell them to double the guards, double security, double everything, because they gotta do something to stop this, and ironically by sending the goose, he sort of is the one that facilitated this escape, you'll see how. Anyway,
yeah! It was his fault! Because he ordered the goose to double check the security. And that's how Tai Lung escaped, because of the feather of the goose. Is it Master Shifu's fault, or is it because the goose was having a bad day? Because his feathers are falling out, so it's like a goose equivalent of hair fall. I mean, I guess it's not really a bad day because it's a normal thing to have hair fall. And maybe it is also a normal thing to have your feathers just fall out, you know? I don't know. I think it's Shifu's fault because he got too paranoid. Nyum nyum, Amelia nyum.
Oogway tells him that won't do shit, and only the Dragon Warrior, who is the only person worthy enough to read the Dragon Scroll, will be able to defeat him. So she was like, but who's worthy, Master, of this great honor to read the Dragon Scroll? Don't know. So in order to choose the Dragon Warrior, they hold a competition between the Furious Five to show off their skills so Oogway can choose one of them to be the Dragon Warrior, and then invite the whole valley to come watch his event. And you'd think they'd take at least a day to prepare everything, but no, the banners for that shit go up lickety split instantly. Same day shipping, you feel me? But whatever, they're in a rush, and I guess they had the celebration competition stuff on hand. Also animation kids movie, so who cares? Po sees this and he's super excited, so he tells all these bitches to go and watch it with a continuity error happening here because he exits the shot from right to left, but then he appears in the next shot from left to right. But whatever, there's a bunch of these in here. Not enough for me to make a counter about them, but enough for me to want to mention them, and I will. Fuck you. Po wants to go watch too, but his dad wants to take a noodle cart with him to go sell noodles, and Po can't say no to his puppy goose dog eyes, so he takes it with him, but eventually leaves it at the base of these 10,000 steps up to the...
Oh my god! The stairs, his worst enemy. Heck, he cannot bring the noodles up those stairs. But he was able to go up there eventually, which is pretty admirable. Because he still has to go up the stairs anyway, right? Even without the noodles, going up the stairs is a huge feat.
Dallas because he's a fat then claws his way up just in time for the Dragon Warrior ceremony or competition or tournament, I don't know what the
There
fuck
he
it's
is.
called, to start and for the doors to shut on his face. He tries to open them, but the doors must be locked or something, then tries to watch, but barely is able to see what's
Why
happening.
did they lock it?
Tons of fire.
1,000? That's not 1,000, it's more like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, I'm not counting all that, but it's like 35 or some shit, alright? Anyway, he tries to get in using
It's
various
not
methods,
1,000.
all ending up in miserable failure. And after his final tree slingshot attempt, Oogway gets a tingle in his butthole and is like, I sense the Dragon Warriors among us, so Fushi announces that the Dragon Warrior is about to be chosen. Po, who landed in some fireworks, hears this and makes a makeshift rocket chair using the fireworks, while Master Oogway Kung frolics his way down the stairs. Po's dad arrives like, the fuck are you doing? Tries to put out the fireworks, but Po tells him that he didn't dream about noodles, he dreamed about Kung Fu and he loves it. Then the delayed action fireworks launch him into the wall, then into the sky. What goes up must come down, however, and he falls down onto the ground unharmed because he's a big fat animation panda between Oogway and the five, with Oogway pointing at him and announcing that the universe has brought them the Dragon Warrior, which is Po, and everyone is surprised as fuck because they were sure he was about to point at tigers. He gets taken on like a royal carrier thing. He's too heavy for the burst to carry him, so some
He was too careful. He was too heavy for this. Look at him. Oh my god. What do you call this again? Did he say hearse? No, a hearse is something for the dead. Never mind. It's a carrier thing. He just called it a carrier thing. Alright.
He's too heavy for the burst to carry him, so some pigs come along to lift him with the geese still hanging on, which is a funny comedic effect thing, but just let go at this point, you liptards. You're
Yeah,
actually making it more
true.
difficult to carry now. Also, how did Po's dad
Amen.
open the gates if he couldn't? Doesn't matter. Po
Oh my god! Did his dad open the gates? I did not notice that. They locked the gates. Where's his dad? What the hell? Where? What? He did open the gate. That's strength. Maybe Kung Fu strength really runs in the family. Because his dad was able to open the gate. Even though he's not the real dad. Spoiler alert. He's not the real dad. I'm sorry to tell you. This is not Po's dad, okay? He's adopted. If you watch the movie, eventually they're gonna tell you that he's adopted. Spoiler alert. And also I said that the Kung Fu runs in the family, but I don't think it really runs in the family. Because Po doesn't run. Get the joke? He doesn't run. So that means Kung Fu doesn't run in the family. Yeah. Don't tell me the duck isn't that panda's dad. No, it's not. I'm sorry. It's China, everyone knows Kung Fu? Is that how it is?
point at tigers. He gets taken away on like a royal carrier thing. He's too heavy for the burst to carry him, so some pigs come along to lift him with the geese still hanging on, which is
A burst?
a funny
It's called
comedic
a
effect
burst?
thing. But just let go at this point, you liptards. You're actually making it more difficult to carry now. Also, how did Po's dad open the gates if he couldn't? Doesn't matter. Po gets dumped out into the palace, and after drooling all over the Kung Fu artifacts and breaking this vase full of souls cause Master Shifu startled him by magically Kung Fu appearing behind him, he talks to him while lots of continuity errors happen with
Pay attention to the vase, it keeps changing position even after Po stops touching it. Oh shit! Is it because of the souls?
cause Master Shifu startled him by magically Kung Fu appearing behind him. He talks to him while lots of continuity errors happen with this broken vase behind him. Ends up
it
holding
keeps
him
moving.
in legendary, very secretive
It's the souls, man. It's the souls that escape. That's why the vase parts are moving. Don't worry about it.
finger hold, telling him he can't get the Dragon Scroll unless he masters Kung Fu, and even though Oogway chose you to be the Dragon Warrior, after I'm done with you, you're gonna wish
He
you
does
didn't.
not approve.
Po takes this as tough love motivation,
He
but
does
Master
not
Shifu
approve of
clearly
this
doesn't
fat
think he's the
panda.
Dragon Warrior and thinks he was chosen by accident and by mistake. He takes him to the dojo with lots of obstacle course training tools, and after getting beat up by a children's training doll, which is this movie's equivalent of losing in Power 1. If you ever played Captain Claw's training tutorial levels, then you'll know just how devastating of an
Captain
insult that
Claws.
is. He gets pummeled by the rest of the obstacle course when all he had to do was stand still, and even that he sucks at. Later that day, the five talk mad shit about him while walking up this hill, which he overhears because he was hiding behind this boulder. And they should have saw him walking up if he was hiding behind there, unless he was hiding all the way around and then kept spitting around while they walk around, you know what I mean? Then before bedtime, he unintentionally annoys all of them. The tiger bitch straight up tells him to fuck off and that he doesn't belong here. So he goes to Depression Snack on some peaches from the sacred peach tree of heavenly wisdom. Master Oogway catches him lacking, so dude swallows all the peaches.
What the hell? He's so rude. I totally forgot about this. He ate peaches from this holy tree. Sacred tree. So rude, this panda. He just arrived here. And also I remember when Tigress was shooing him away, he was also disturbing Crane, Master Crane. And Master Crane was so nice to him, but he's like, please, Leave me alone. He was trying so nice. He was trying so hard to be nice to Po. That was like one of the cringiest moments here. Aside from the fact that they chose him as the Dragon Warrior, the part where he stumbled into Crane's room, that was like one of the most secondhand embarrassment moments I have ever experienced watching this movie. Anyway, why am I talking about that? I don't know.
Hole with the fucking seed and all. What a savage animal. He then tells Uwe that it sucked
Savage
big time today,
animal.
the 5 hate him. He doesn't think Shifu can train him into the Dragon Warrior, and he's thinking about quitting and going back to noodles. So Uwe's like, quit, don't quit, noodles, don't noodles, and gives him the sickest piece of wisdom in all of movie history, basically telling him to take life one day at a time. Next day they wake up and see that Po has left.
Oh, he didn't say the part where the past is a history, the future is a mystery, but today is a present. Is a gift. That's why it's called a present. Huh? I remember that part. What a nice line.
But then find out no, Po was just stuck trying to do a split. Shifu makes fun of him and makes Tiger show him how it's really done, using a couple of these tiles with the rest of them disappearing between shots to give us another continuity error. Then he pits Po against each of the 5 for some more training, gets beat up by all of them with ease. Crane didn't even have to do none. Then he goes up against Shifu himself, who keeps trying to hurt him, trying to make him quit, but Bro is determined as ever to make him proud, which pisses off Shifu greatly. That night the 5 are a bit nicer to him and do some acupuncture to relieve some of his pain. Po tells him that he thinks Shifu—
Oh, hold on. Let me see that panda anatomy. Holy shit! Compared to Tigress, oh. He's very rotund. I was thinking that that was the skeleton, but it was not. It was it's Tigress in there. Mantis is pretty nice, doing acupuncture for him. Wow. You're forgetting how bears are built? They're built different. That's what.
Po tells him that he thinks Shifu's trying to get rid of him. They rush it off and tell him that he actually used to smile before Tai Lung, who has achieved Voldemort status in his place, but they tell him his story regardless. See, Shifu found him as a baby and immediately loved him. The kid showed interest in Kung Fu, so Shifu trained him. He got really good really fast and got aspirations to be the Dragon Warrior, but Uwe saw evil in his heart and refused to give him the Dragon Scroll. So Footlong got angry and unleashed his rage on the valley. Shifu couldn't stop him because he loved him too much, and Uwe had to do it and hit him with the smartphone passcode unlock move that factory reset him or fucking disabled him or some shit. Then after Mantis tweaks his facial nerve with another error happening, Shifu, who was trying to meditate, gets interrupted by Zhang, the messenger goose, arriving back from the prison with horrible news that Tai Lung has escaped. See, he'd flown over there with a message of doubling security that the main guard, Warden Rhino guy, scoffed at, claiming that his prison is already secure enough as is, and giving him a tour with a hefty smack on the back to give him some more confidence in the place. But that pops a feather out of him.
Oh! His feather was not falling off. He got smacked on the butt by this guy. That's why the feather fell off. So it's not Shifu's fault. It's the Rhino's fault cause he smacked the goose. But also, Master Shifu sent the goose to this place. So it is also Shifu's fault. Because he wouldn't be here in the first place, getting smacked on the butt, if he wasn't sent to go here. Oh my god. Whose fault is it really? Oh my god. Dude. If Po is immune to pressure point attacks, then acupuncture shouldn't affect him too, right? Maybe the acupuncture needles are very long. They're very long that they could reach his points, his pressure points. Again, the self-fulfilling prophecy. Yeah, I feel like Tai Lung was... Tai Lung escaped because of their hubris. This guy's hubris and Shifu's hubris. Am I using the word hubris correctly? No, probably not. No, Shifu was very paranoid actually. But this guy's hubris, definitely.
His body, having it float down this pit that Tai Lung is at the bottom of. He takes him down there and shows him that Tai Lung is chained up and acupuncture disabled or some shit. Why not dude taunts him, telling him that Ogwe chose a Dragon Warrior that isn't him. Then they leave with Zhang's feather finally settling at the bottom right in front of Tyrese Lung, who grabs it with his tail that is free, opens up YouTube and watches some lockpicking war videos, and goes to town with all.
I didn't know he has YouTube in there. That's how he was able to lockpick the cage. Oh my god, that makes so much sense. That makes so much sense. I cannot speak properly. Oh. Anyway. Oh my goodness. They have good internet in there, huh?
On the contraption on his back, unlocking it, frees himself, the needles pop out and his muscles are free. Somehow, after 20 fucking years or something, this dude has zero muscle atrophy, pulls these weights on his arms and unchains himself.
That's
with
true,
the crossbows
yeah.
being
He
shot at
didn't
him.
have
Gordon
a
notices he's
muscle
trying to
atrophy,
escape
that's
and
true.
holds Zhang by the neck because he wants to go warn Shifu, but he tells him don't worry, he's not gonna escape. But Tai Lung keeps dismantling all the defenses and defeating all the guards in a very cool but kind of bullshit escape scene. But whatever, animation gets
I mean,
me,
it's
who
pretty
cares?
cool.
Eventually, Zhang goes, we're dead. Honestly, I don't even
We're
understand how
dead.
you're still alive with the rhino dude grabbing onto your neck like he's hanging from a fucking pull-up bar for like the entire escape, but who cares? Thailand Cat blows the gates open and lets Zhang fly back to tell Shifu that the real Dragon Warrior is coming home. And now Shifu's pissing his little fox pants. Or
Oh my
red panda pants. He's a
God.
red panda, right? Hold on.
Poor goose.
Yup. Wait.
What animal is post that?
Yup. People.
If you Google what animal is post that, it's the goose, not panda. Maybe during this time it was. I mean, this was only 4 months ago. No, okay, never mind. So the panda that eventually showed up that says, "I am your father, Po," is still not considered the Dragon Warrior's dad. It's still the goose. The goose is the real dad. The goose is the daddy. The panda is the father. Biological father. What's that line in Guardians of the Galaxy? I may not be your father, but I am your daddy or something.
People runs over to Oogway telling him that he's got very bad news, but Oogway's like, oh Shifu, there is no such thing as bad news, it's just news. But then tells him that
It's
the
just
vision is true,
news.
and earlier than expected, Tai Lung has escaped from prison and he's on his way right now. So he's like, oh fuck, that is bad news. If you do not believe that the Dragon Warrior can defeat him. Are you kidding me? The panda? Then Oogway tells him that choosing him was no accident. As there are no accidents in life, he tells him that he has to let go of his illusion of control, giving him an example of this peach seed, how it will always grow up to be a peach tree, no matter where he plants it. And maybe if he nurtures it and trains it and believes in it, the peach can defeat Tai Lung. He makes him promise that he'll believe in Po and train him right. Then Cherry Blossom petals fall and he's like,
My time has come. Whoever
My time
holds
has
this
come.
long stick is gay.
What the fuck? What?
You were always my name.
I was always. What?
dude gives him a stick,
Dude, poor Shifu. He's so stressed out. He's the most stressed out character in this movie. I mean, in all other movies, he's so stressed out. This guy, dude. Oh my god. He may be your father, but he sure as well wasn't your daddy. Yeah, that one. That's the line. I'm your daddy, boy. This guy is so stressed out. He's just given responsibility out of nowhere because Master Ugo is like, I'm out of here. Peace out. Take care of this. It's out of my hands now. And this guy is like, what am I gonna do? And this guy will train the Dragon Warrior. Goodbye, Sifu. I need to buy some milk. Exactly. That's exactly what happened. He has been dealing with bullshit every day his entire life. That's true. That's why he never grew taller. Not because he's a red panda. It's because he's so stressed out. All the stress are pushing him down.
him the elder statesman of this establishment and passes away in the most PG-13 way possible. Master Kung then goes to the students who are eating and goofing off to interrupt them with the horrible news that Tai Thong has escaped and is coming to fuck shit up. Po's the only one that can stop him, and Oogway cannot do it because he has died. Po then tries to run away because he's like, me? Defeat Tai Lung? Are you stupid? I didn't sign up for this shit. Shifu stops him, telling him that he has to trust him the way he trusted Oogway. He can train him to defeat Tai Lung, but he's like, no you can't. Look at me, I suck. Plus you're trying to get rid of me. They keep talking like that, poop-de-poop-de-poo, da-da-da-da. Depressing slow end with no real resolution while the five look on and go off in the night to take Tai Lung on themselves to save the valley. Next morning, Shifu hears hears some commotion coming from the palace, finds that the Fierce Five have gone, and Po Kung fucking up the kitchen and snacking on everything because he's sad. Then he observes him do a perfect split 10 feet off the ground to get some cookies and figures out how he'll train him. So he takes him up to a mountain or something to a sacred location where Oogway created Kung Fu. He figures that he has to train him using food, but not the way he thinks. He's like, when you've been trained, you may eat. I assume he won't let him starve and he'll give him the minimum amount of food to survive. And we see a montage of him using the carrot plus stick method of training him, where you dangle a carrot in front of the subject while simultaneously beating the shit out of them with a stick. Quite the innovative method. Eventually, after a while, Po gets really good at Kung Fu, and Shifu claims that he has been trained and he may eat. But
Dude, they always do that in anime or animated show. The montage. It's always that training montage that's gonna let you defeat the main villain of the show. Because Tai Long is on the way. I remember thinking when I watched this, how long did it take for Tai Long to reach the valley? How many days? How many days did he actually have time to train? Because it's a movie, right? So since it's a movie, I thought it was only within a day. And I'm like, there's no way you can train this panda within a day to become a dragon warrior or to be good at Kung Fu. Because it looks like that in the movie, but I assume there's gonna be like a few days at least, because it's so far away and China is huge. Maybe it's a few days. I don't know. But I was just thinking when I first watched this, like, bro, how can he be so good right away within that day? And the main villain is on the way already, right? And also, the messenger. Tai Long sent the goose messenger to tell that he's back. The real dragon warrior is back. That means it took a while for the goose to reach the valley and tell them what happened. I guess the goose is faster than Tai Long, right? Tai Long walking and the goose flying, probably, right? But I feel like they wouldn't have enough time to prepare. Because wouldn't Tai Long be already walking by the time the goose flew? Send the message. So he's already on the way. Goose probably used fast travel. Of course, the goose is fast travel. Have you seen Tai Long perspective on Kung Fu Panda? No, not yet. It's the next video recommended right now, actually. Maybe I should watch that. At least a week. He has at least a week.
turns out to be a test 1v1 Shifu over 11 dumplings. Remember that number? Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
11.
11 dumplings. Alright?
No. There's more. There's one more here. Oh yeah, that's 7. Okay. Okay, 11 dumplings. You're right. Okay, my bad. There's only 11 dumplings.
Dumplings, alright? He finds that out after Shifu steals a couple he was trying to eat. So he slams his fist down, knocking up all the dumplings, which is a retarded idea because Shifu jumps up and eats all of them but one. And if we stop it at just the right moment, we can see that the number of dumplings is still 11, even after Shifu ate 2 of them. How does that work? The math ain't mathin'. And
Wait! But there's other plates. Oh, there's only one plate. With dumplings.
been trained and he may eat. But it turns
Yeah, there's only one plate with dumplings. Where did he get the 2 extra dumplings? Maybe he's hiding them in his cheeks, like a hamster. That's the only explanation.
out to be a test 1v1 Shifu over 11 dumplings. Remember that number? Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 11 dumplings. Alright? He finds that out after Shifu steals a couple he was trying to eat. So he slams his fist down, knocking up all the dumplings, which is a retarded idea because Shifu jumps up and eats all of them but one. And if we stop it at just the right moment, we can see that the number of dumplings is still 11, even after Shifu ate 2 of them. How does that work? The math ain't mathin'. Anyway, they have a fun little kung fu fight over the last dumpling. The Po eventually wins. Shifu allows him to eat the dumpling, but he throws it back at him, claiming that he's not hungry. No fucking way, bro taught him kung fu in 3 fucking days or some shit. Max a week, because if Zhang can fly to the prison in less than a day, then Tai Long can make it here on foot pretty quick.
See, that's what I'm talking about. The goose flew all the way, and I'm sure Tai Long is very fast as well on foot. There's no way he mastered Kung Fu that fast. I mean, it's a movie, but you know what I mean. The nurse watching as I swap all the babies in the NICU. Oh my god. I wasn't paying attention to the background memes all this time.
Too. Speaking of Taiwanese Chung leopard guy, the Furious Five meet him along the way to the village at this series of rope bridges. They cut the last one while he's coming towards them, but it's too late because he's almost there, so Tigress jumps up and backflip kicks him while they all grab the bridge again so she can fight him on it. He monologues a bit, then they fight a bit, then Crane and Viper go
This
to
is
help
so
her
cool,
because she's
though.
losing. Then Monkey
This
goes to
fight
help
right
and leaves
here, I
Mantis to
love
hold
it.
the weight of all this shit alone. They hit him with a gym whip rope move, then tie him up, cut
Oh
the
my
rope,
God.
and jump back to their side.
Master
thinking they're
Mantis so
victorious, but
strong.
then he spins around the big rock, frees himself, and launches up over to their side and hits them all with paralyzing nerve attack moves. Now, other than leaving a literal insect to hold the ropes, there's a couple more retarded things that happened here. Firstly, why did Tigress not kick him and jump back to their side or have Crane fly up and catch her? That would have eliminated this whole fight. Secondly, Tai Lung kicks Tigress through the boards, ripping the connection between the top two ropes and the bottom two ropes for the whole damn bridge, and that shouldn't be the case. It should only be for the section that she broke the boards of. And thirdly, why isn't the paralyzing attack move Tai Lung's first move? That's like an easy win cheat move right there. Bro, wasting our fucking time with backflips and ropes and shit. Anyway, he leaves Crane mobile enough to carry the rest of them back to
That's
Shifu and Po to strike fear into their hearts. Shifu Kung Fu fixes his students up.
You know what? For the first one, with the insect carrying the whole bridge, I forgive that because they're supposed to be really strong. They're Furious 5. That's why the insect could carry the bridge, the rope bridge. What was the other thing? Oh, but breaking the boards on the bridge. Well, I don't know about that. And also about the move. 1, 2, 3 move. I don't know also. The only thing I could think about is Master Mantis carrying the rope bridge. He's just strong, okay? He could carry million times his weight. Lore accurate Mantis would be turned to mush. Nah. He's very strong. Hello, Keda. Crimson, hello. Hi, Newming. Dreamer Ghost. Hi, Newming. Welcome. My math may be off. It could have been 2 to 3 weeks. Even with the rest, it could take some time to get there. Yeah, maybe. Maybe it's gonna take a few weeks to get there. That's true. And also, they also met Tai Lung halfway, kind of, right? So they were only able to hold him off for a few moments, but you know. Maybe there were still some delays that allowed Po to train a little bit. Let's just believe it that it worked that way, okay? I don't want to think about the time anymore. That training montage time.
Claiming that Tai Lung has appeared to gone stronger, then takes Po over to go get the Dragon Scroll because he's now ready to become the Dragon Warrior. He uses the Oogway stick waves around and does some kung fuckery that lifts up the cherry blossoms from the water. One of them lands on one side of the Dragon Scroll and that's enough to set it off balance, drop it down so Shifu can catch it with the stick. And by that logic, it must have fallen down a billion times over the years with every slight gust of wind that rolled in. Anyway, he gives Po the scroll that is set to give you super cool powers once you read what's inside. Po opens it and goes, whoa, it's blank. What? Yeah, check it out. No, I'm not worthy to look upon the... Give me that shit. The fuck? Everybody's very amazed and confused that it's blank. Po's like, so Oogway was a big old troll after all. Of course I'm not the Dragon Warrior. Shifu's like, nah, he was wiser than all of us, but still. He gets the situation that they're in, so he tells the students to go help evacuate the villagers while he waits and fights Tai Lung himself to give him more time to escape, even though he'll probably die. So they go do that. Po goes back to his dad, super depresso espresso, Gooseman, happy to see his kid anyway, and talks about noodles while they evacuate, which depresses him even more. So to cheer him up, he decides to tell him the secret ingredient to a secret ingredient soup, telling him that the secret ingredient is nothing. What? Yeah, I fucking made that shit up. It's called marketing. See, people are retarded. To make something special, they just have to believe that it's special, which unlocks a deeper hidden meaning in the scroll for
I
Po.
love
Since
that.
it's not just blank, but it's also reflective. He figures that it means that you are the special ingredient. Believing in yourself makes you special and shit. Then we cut to Tai Lung arriving at the Jade Palace. He meets Shifu.
Ooh,
They
so
start
cool.
fighting
That
each
is
other
so
with
cool,
Tai Lung
though.
talking to him, blaming him for filling his head with dreams of becoming the Dragon Warrior and not standing up to Oogway when he refused to give him the Dragon Scroll. Then he
Oh my god, it was all Shifu's fault. Because he was building up Tai Lung. Oh my god, this this pause screen though. It was all Shifu's fault. The whole thing. Even Tai Lung being a villain. Because he built up Tai Lung to be the Dragon Warrior. And so Tai Lung was like, yeah, I could do this, man. Someone believes in me. Of course, I'm gonna be Dragon Warrior. And then Master Oogway is like, nope. And that's why he became a villain. And then also, he was so paranoid that Tai Lung is gonna escape. He sent the goose. The goose was the catalyst for him to escape. Oh my god, everything is his fault. Poor guy. I'm just blaming him. Oh my god, dude. The risk of being a parent, that's true.
Chokes him out with Oogway's stick, breaking it in the process. Then they fight some more. He notices that the scroll is gone. Shifu won't tell him where it is, so he keeps choking him. Then Po shows up to save him, very exhausted from all the stairs, telling him that he's the Dragon Warrior. Tai Lung is in disbelief and keeps making fun of him, then attacks him to take the Dragon Scroll away from him. But Po bounces back at him like an exercise ball. Tai Lung retaliates again and they fight over it while dropping down into the village. Po, using his weight to his advantage and harnessing the unrivaled power of bullshit to go with the flow made up moves.
Unrivaled
Eventually though,
power
he gets
of
smacked
bullshit.
into the ground and ground pounded by Thailand dude, who gets the scroll, opens it and finds out that it's blank. He's like, what the fuck? Po gets up and he's like, there is no secret ingredient, it's just you. Tai gets very angry with this explanation and attacks Po with his nerve attack, but all his
Dude, he could not believe that there was no secret, dude. He could not accept that. I mean, I would also be upset if I was Tai Lung, really. I would be upset with everybody. It's like, what the fuck, bro? My life is shit because of all of you.
fat and flabbiness protects him from any other effects. It just tickles him really, and no matter how many times he does it, it doesn't do anything. It's like punching a trampoline, and eventually it backfires on him when Po uses that fucking kinetic energy or whatever to like flip, Uno reverse punch him with that power. Another smaller fight breaks out between them that Po utterly dominates by leaning into his strength and the power of bullshit even more. He ends the fight by butt bumping him into a building, then gut launching him into the sky. First name Tai, last name Lung comes down and creates a comedically shaped Tai Lung body hole, which I feel should be a normal crater, just like all the other ground impacts in this movie, but the ground could be softer. There's other factors that go into this. I'm not.
Yeah, it's shaped like Tai Lung. Hold on, I want to read this one. National Geographic photographers eating lunch after a long day of filming starving children in Africa. Holy shit. That is so unhinged.
I'm not gonna fucking examine and go too deep into this. It's an animation kids movie, who cares? He comes out of the comedic hole, insults Po again, but then Po holds him in the legendary whooshy finger hold that wasn't taught to him by anyone, he just figured it out on his own. Also, there's another continuity error with how he holds his finger here, but whatever. Po puts down his pinky finger and sends him to the fucking Shadow Realm. It creates a massive shockwave that everybody feels and sees. Why didn't Shifu use this move on Tai Lung in the fight? Whatever. All the Valley people come back and see Po as the victorious Dragon Warrior. They celebrate him and finally respect him. Then he goes back to see Shifu. Bro's still alive. He tells them that he defeated Tai Lung, which finally brings peace to the valley and to him as well. Then they rest a bit and Po goes, shawarma? Yeah. This movie gets 6 puppies out of 8 baby seals.
6 puppies out of 8 baby seals. 6 out of 8. That's a good movie rating. Yeah, why didn't Shifu use that move on Tai Lung? Maybe they didn't have the chance to do it. I don't know. Or maybe because Tai Lung was aware of the move, that's why he completely avoids any opening. He doesn't allow himself to show an opening for Shifu to do all that. But he wasn't aware that Po could do it. That's why he was shocked when Po touched him on the finger. It's like, oh! The finger move, you know what I mean? I don't know, man. I'm confused. I wanna watch Kung Fu Panda again. That was pretty fun. There's a video about how it all looks from Tai Lung's perspective. Yeah, it's the next recommended video. To be fair, nobody forced him to try to kill everyone, where his upbringing did fuck him up. That part was his own fault. That's true. That's true. I mean, it's still his reaction to all this information that kind of fucked him over. Not gonna lie. But also, I don't know. I can understand where he's coming from, Tai Lung. He was set up for success and everyone just said no because Master Oogway said, I see evil in him. But I feel like there was only evil. The evil only happened because he was refused. Because they refused the Dragon Warrior title from him. Or I guess, maybe because he got spoiled. Maybe he's not used to people saying no to him. So even if it wasn't Master Oogway who said no, if another person in the future would say no to him, he's gonna react a disproportionate amount. Maybe that's what Master Oogway was referring to. The evil. The evil behind him. I don't know. I don't know. Here's the ending song. Ending song. This is the ending song.